So what is divinity? What is God? What is source? What is divinity? And we immediately start to have these images, right? Like this big old man on the sky with white beard, or other pictures that we have seen that are related to God's source, etc. But in fact, it's not a person. It doesn't have an image. It's neutral. It's very, very neutral, and it's simply a high vibrational frequency, a high vibrational energy. And the word universe has the piece uni, and uni means one. So everything has come out of one place. Everything was burst out of one place. So if everything came out of one place, everything goes back to one place. So when we talk about the source, it's one, and it's just one place from where we are coming out and to where we are going back. Before our birth, right, we are back into that realm of being one with the source, of being one with spiritual energy, of being really in this really high vibrational state. We are just vibration. We are not identity human being. We are just vibration. And thus this vibration comes down to earth, which is for us as high vibrational beings. Our soul is a very high vibrational being. Coming back to earth, getting this body is a very, very, very traumatic experience. It's like, imagine you're going from a very, very, very like bliss, love, peace, just everything. You're incomplete, like state of harmony, balance, oneness. You're not separate. There is no suffering. There is no trauma. There is no pain. There is no mind. It's just all one, and you're just all of that. And then you need to extract yourself from there. And then you need to go lower and lower and lower and lower and descend into the material world. It's almost like you're just, boom, you're falling into this density, and you're getting the physical body, which is also a dense body. So we came out of a very high vibration, and we are still a very high vibration. Having said that, we are, as a very high vibration, still live in a very dense vibration, which is material world. Everything you can touch, sense, everything that has a density, everything that is matter. So from very, very high, boom, to earth. Interesting to see that when we look at small babies, they are still a little bit there. Their world, like if you're looking at them, their world, they're like in this another space, right? They're not serious. They're not thinking all the time. And just people are thinking all the time. They're just always have this wrinkle here, and everything is so serious here, right? And in that state of being a baby, it's like, you're still in a different space. And when I'm looking at children, I can really sense that they're just so pure. Even if when you're holding a baby, you're healing yourself. Just by holding a little child, you can heal yourself, because they're still so pure. And I remember, and maybe you will start to remember now also, when I was a little child, for absolutely no reason, I was born in a post-Soviet Union family that there was no religion, there was no God, there was no any of this. I've never been told or coached to be spiritual or believe in anything. I was going to my balcony, and I was going to the corner of my balcony, and I was talking to someone. every time that I couldn't find an understanding, or I felt sad for some reason, I would just silently go to my balcony and I would go to the corner and I was talking there to something. And my parents were always asking me, what are you doing there? I said, I'm talking to God. They were like, okay. Thank God they didn't take it really like seriously from the point of, okay, we need to take care of her mental health. But it was very clear to me that I can still communicate with God like I'm communicating with you now. It wasn't actually challenging or difficult, like I didn't need to call a priest or do a special ceremony where I need to have initiations to be able to talk to God. I felt like I can go to my balcony to the corner and I talk to God and He hears me. And it's interesting, every time I would talk to God there, I would ask it something, I would always get a reply back. Everything I would ask immediately would happen, immediately. That's why I would never have a doubt that I should stop going to my balcony and talk to my God, because it actually was amazing. It was immediately working. Whatever I need a new doll, or I need, I don't know, my mother to be in a good mood, it would just work instantly. Then in a very interesting way, when we start growing up, going to the balcony to the corner and talking to something invisible becomes like a bad idea. At least you will not share it with anyone else, right? So in a way, this notion of having a relationship, have a communication with something that is invisible, but you know that something hears you, becomes a weird experience, right? It's interesting that if we really will start to unpack this part of ourselves that is still high vibration, because our soul is absolutely still high vibration. But now, as grown-up human beings, we have choice. Or we are going to live in our physical body, and we choose, like exactly what Einstein said, and we will choose to live as there is no miracles, there is just this body, this life, and I will be very serious about all of this. Or we will be absolutely like spaced out. Sometimes when you see spiritual people, you have an experience, they're totally somewhere else. They're not here. They don't connect with anything material. They just out there. They're not even in their body. They don't care about what's happening in the planet. They're just totally somewhere else. But what I call grounded spirituality is not that and not that. We don't need to choose to be only living as a high vibration and out of this planet, or we need to choose to live only as this body and a very serious human being. We can be somewhere in the middle, and that's what it calls grounded spirituality. Grounded spirituality is where you have an experience of a high vibrational force that is you as your soul, and you start to experience a connection with a universal highest vibration, universal life force energy. And all of that is happening right here in your body. You don't need to go out of your body into the astral space and go somewhere. You don't need to do that. You can have a very beautiful and impactful spiritual experiences by being right in this physical body. So in a way, holistic spirituality is when you bring the best of two worlds into one place. You don't need to let go your material things to be able to be spiritual, and you don't need to let go your spirituality to live in material world. The truth is, we are both at the same time. We are high vibrational energy, that is our spirit, and we are dense energy, that is our physical body. So what is divinity? Divinity is the high vibrational energy. It's not a special person, and it's not a special object. It is just a very, very strong energy from where everything springs out, that we call a source. This energy is so high vibrational that we can call it a vibration of unconditional love. Because everything is burst out of this unconditional love. This energy has also supreme consciousness. So if we just want to, in a very simple way, understand what is God, it is an energy and a consciousness. And energy and consciousness together. It is a conscious energy. God, divine, is a conscious energy. And this energy is so conscious that it has universal laws. And universal laws is the laws of birth, life, death, rebirth, right? Everything is coming out of the source, leaving, and then coming back into the source. Coming out of the source, coming back into the source. And I really love to notice that when we are breathing, there is this expansion and contraction. And in a way, like when you inhale, you're kind of coming back into the source. And when you exhale, you're coming out of the source. We call it, in yoga, we call it spanda. There is a word to it, spanda. It's called pulsation. And you can find this pulsation in universe, right? We know that universe is pulsing and still expanding. And this pulsation happens in our cells. This pulsation happens in the way we breathe. We are constantly coming back and out, coming back and out. When we're going to sleep, we are going back to the source. And it's interesting, if you will not let a person sleep for a few days, the person goes crazy. It just drives people crazy, right? So we need to go to sleep. We need to come back into this very different level of consciousness. And then when we wake up, our consciousness again comes back. Because when we are in sleep, we don't think I am. We don't have identity, we don't have ego during the sleep. We're just in that space. So even every single day for at least 8 hours a day, we need to come back to the source. In a simple way, just going back to sleep. So sleep is actually a space where we start to experience much more than we see or we understand during the daily life. So this conscious, very conscious, and I would call this energy a supreme consciousness energy, contains already everything that can possibly be, right? If this is the energy from where everything is coming out, this energy has intelligence to create a baby in the womb of the mother out of a single cell. This consciousness knows how to move the winds through the planet. This consciousness knows how to move the waters through the planets. This consciousness knows about the night and the day, right? If you look at how life works, you see it is magnificent, unbelievable intelligence moving everything together. Right now we are sitting here and we don't need to think how to breathe our lungs or how to feel our heart. This intelligence that is in this body right now, energy and consciousness, is doing all of this without even asking us if we want to or not. Try to stop your heartbeat. That's really the most funny moment, when human comes to the place like, I am the only one, I make everything happen. Try to stop your heartbeat and see how that works. Maybe no. Maybe you're not the only one who makes everything happen, right? So in a way, it's a little bit entering the spirituality. It's a little bit of letting go this notion that everything is up to me. I make everything happen, right? I don't think so. And when we talk about this supreme intelligence, this intelligence gave us birth, gave birth to everything. So in a way, we have to trust that this intelligence knows exactly what it is doing. And in our mind, we might not understand why things are happening as they happen. why there is the darkness and the light, right? Why there is in the world, there are still two polarities, which is at the same time, the darkness is just a part that doesn't have the light yet, but in fact, it's also one. It's also coming out of the source. So there is nothing, in the world of polarity, we are separated to the light and the dark. But when we understand that everything just has only one source, we know everything just comes back to that source, comes back to that love, even the darkest of the darkest.